Hello, yogis. I'm Teresa. You made it. We've arrived. We're on our mat today. We're going to begin just by becoming present on our mat. Put your hands on your knees, just rest them there. Becoming present with your breath. Take some deep inhales and exhalations. Becoming familiar with your breath and how it feels. I want you to remember to keep in this very present moment by using your breath. Your breath has always got your back. And as you challenge yourself today, if you fall, we will catch you. It's only yoga. I want you to modify each pose for you. Find your edge and sit with it a minute. And just breathe. We're going to sit with ourselves for a minute, listen to our breath, and set an intent for our practice today. Let's take some circles with our head. Just waking it up, noticing what feelings come up, what arises. You can reverse that circle if you hadn't already. Do what feels good. Always take mindful modifications just for you. Now drop your right hand to the mat. Bring your left hand all the way up to the sky. Now lean it over to the right. Just breathing. Know where to be for the next 20 minutes. Let's just be present with us right now, giving us some self-care and some love. Bring your left hand back down to the mat. Bring your right hand all the way up, taking it all the way over to your left side. Taking a deep breath. Come back up. Now we're going to roll forward, come into a tabletop. We're going to roll, push our sit bones and our torso forward and then backwards like we're going to take a seat on our heels. Then we're going to push back up. Do this a couple of times mindfully, just allowing the weight to cross over our wrist. Noticing how it feels. Being mindful of our body, waking it up. Now I want you to bring your hands all the way to the left side of your mat. Gently bring your right foot up all the way to the front. Now with your knee down, you can take a couple of circles here, rolling it out. Once you've found your edge there, jump up onto the left toes, taking up space. Now let's roll that hip open. Breathing deep. Arriving into this, noticing what feelings come up. Knowing with each inhale and exhale, it keeps you in this very present moment. Keeps your mind wandering from future to past. Drop your left knee down, your toes to touch. Now you can roll out onto that right outer foot. Come down onto your forearms here. And let's just take a deep inhale and exhale. And let it go. Sit with this for just a minute. One more deep breath wherever you are. Let it go. Push back up onto your hands. Let's reset. Now, take your hand and come all the way up into a low lunge, modified low lunge with your knee down. Breathing. Let's open it up to the right. Engage that core. Feeling that stretch. Bring your gaze back forward. Bring your left hand all the way to the mat. And we're going to push up onto our left toes and take our right hand all the way to the sky. Breathing deep. Bring your right hand back down to the mat. Return to your left knee, toes to touch. Now push your torso back, all the way back. You're coming into a half split. You can bring your right foot forward a little more to take up space if you need to. Keep a micro bend in that knee as you fold down. Once you grab the outer edges of that foot, give it a massage. Love yourself. This is all about you. Sitting with ourselves, noticing what thoughts arise, pushing back the thoughts that no longer serve us, and breathing. Roll back forward, hands to the mat. Bring your right foot back. Give it a couple of shakes here, letting that hip go. Now we're going to take our hands all the way to the right side of our mat, bringing our left foot up. Breathing deep here. You can take a couple of rolls here, noticing what arises, finding your edge here, and then come up on that right toe, taking up space. Take a couple of big circles here. Opening up that hip, letting go of what no longer serves us today. With the thought, with your feelings, and better yet, with all the bad juju in those joints, allowing new fluids to come in and replace anything that needs a little love. Now drop that right knee down, toes to touch. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat. You can roll out onto that left outer foot. Breathing deep here. You got this. Your hip flexor is one of the biggest joints on your body and stores all that trauma and anxiety when we go through life. Sometimes we just need to let it go. Letting go of what no longer serves us is part of the self-care journey of just sitting with yourself, listening deeply, loving yourself. Push back up onto your hands. Now we're going to come up into that modified low lunge. Breathing, listening. Open it up to the left. Knowing that it's okay to let go of things that no longer serve us. So if it doesn't deserve you and it doesn't serve you, it doesn't deserve you. Easy as that. Come back up high with your hands in the center front. Deep inhale, letting it go. Bring your right hand to the mat. Kick up onto those toes, that right toes, bringing it up. Now we're going to fold up with our left hand all the way to the sky. Into that side twist. Breathing. Listening. Noticing what arises. Bring your left hand back down. Bring your right knee to touch your toes to the mat. Now we're going to push our torso back, coming into that half split on the left side. You know what to do here. I like to anchor myself with my left hand, grabbing my left outer toes with my right hand and sinking deep into this with each inhale and exhale, allowing myself to sink deep and go within and breathe. Remember, don't hold your breath here. Roll back up onto that foot, taking up space with your hands. Now, just kick it back. Tabletop. Good job. Noticing what arises. Now you take your hands a little bit forward, curl up onto your toes. Now I want you to push your sit bones all the way to the sky. Breathing, taking one heel down at the time and letting it go with each inhale and exhale. Now take a deep breath wherever you are. If you feel like the world has been on your shoulders, right here, right now, I want you to simply let it go. Take your right foot all the way to the sky, three-legged dog. Take your right knee to your right elbow, hovering plank. Kick it back up. Now we're going to bring our right leg all the way to the front of the mat and let it down right here, coming into a pigeon pose, one-legged pigeon pose, coming down and arriving and breathing deep into this. Let it go. Now take your hands to the outside. Push up onto that left outer toes. Kick your right foot back. You're in a full plank here. Roll forward and come down, chaturanga. Good job. Push up to a baby cobra. Then curl back up. Let's meet me in downward dog. Pedaling it out. Noticing what feelings come up here. And letting go of what no longer serves you. Take your left foot all the way to the sky. Take your left knee to your left elbow. Hovering plank. Kick it back up. Now I want you to bring your left knee all the way to the front of the mat. Coming into one-legged pigeon on the left side. And if you want to stay up right here, find your edge right here or just sink down into this, coming down all the way to the mat. If your forehead comes down, allow it to. If you're hovering, allow it to be there. Simply finding your edge and sitting with it for 3 good breaths right here, right now. Good job. Take your hands back. Kick back up onto that right toe. Push back into a full plank. Rolling forward onto your toes. Coming down all the way to the mat. Belly flops are welcome. Now I want you to push up to a baby cobra. And let your head fall back to the mat. Bring your hands out in front. Your elbows will be parallel with your shoulders. Sphinx pose. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And breathe. Push your hands up. Seal pose. Breathing deep into this. Feeling any kind of pain or tension, drop back down to Sphinx. Allow your body to tell you what you need. Listen to your body. Return back down. Come back. Take your hands back to your shoulders. Curl your toes under and meet me in downward dog. Pedaling it out. Bring your right foot all the way to the sky. Bring your right foot all the way to the top of the mat and plant it. You're in a runner's lunge here. Your left heel is off the mat. Once you find your 2 parallel lines, come up high. Find your lunge, your crescent lunge. And breathe. Taking up space. Drop your left foot parallel with the back of the mat, coming into Warrior 2. And breathe in, taking up space here. Your gaze will be over your right middle finger. Now reverse your hand, your right hand up, your palm facing up, lean forward. Drop your left hand down and reverse your warrior. Breathing deeply. Drop your right hand to the mat. Take your left hand all the way to the sky. Good job. Now bring it all the way back up, landing it in Warrior 2, right where you started. Breathing. Cartwheel all the way to the mat. Kick your right foot back. Full plank here. Challenge yourself. Come all the way down. Baby Cobra. Now, curl your toes under and meet me back in downward dog. Pedaling it out. Take a deep breath here. Push your torso back down in between your arms. One big stretch. Take your left foot all the way to the sky. Planting it up front. Landing in runner's lunge here. Once you have your two parallel lines taking up space, you come up high and you breathe. Open it up to warrior two. Turn your left palm to face the sky. Lean forward. Drop your right hand down. Now reverse your warrior. Breathing. Knowing the most important thing you've ever done in your life is right here, right now. Giving yourself the self-care and love you truly need to be the true, authentic person you want to be in life. And lead with your heart. Bring your left hand to the mat. Bring your right hand all the way to the sky. Learning how to trust yourself. Learning how to grow. Now, bring your hands back up. Return back to warrior two, taking up space. You got this. Now let's cartwheel it all the way down to the mat. You're in runner's lunge here. Kick your left foot back, full plank, rolling it up forward, and bring it all the way down to the mat. Baby Cobra. Breathing. I want you to push back onto hero pose, onto your sit bones. Roll out onto your wrist. Breathing. Letting it go. Now we're going to do a little core work today. You can drop down onto your forearms, bringing your legs up like you're going to draw a pencil. Make a pencil out of your feet. And then you're going to draw some half bowls coming up to your right. Remember not to hold your breath. Breathe. Engage your core. Nothing too fancy. You got this. Just challenging yourself here. Noticing that core's waking up. Noticing what feelings arise. And breathing. Right here, right now. Challenging ourselves. Focusing on right here. You got this. One more. Bring your feet down to the mat. Come all the way down to the mat. Bring your knees all the way up to your center heart. Give yourself a big bear hug right here. Take your left leg all the way out long. Take your left arm and guide your right knee all the way over to your left side. Your right arm can be out parallel with your side body. And your gaze can be over your right shoulder. Breathing deep. Reset, bringing both knees back up to your center heart, giving yourself a big hug. Now drop that right leg down, bringing your left leg all the way over to your right side body. And your gaze can be over your left shoulder. Breathing deep. Sinking within. For me, yoga's not a workout, it's a work in. Taking care of yourself is a daily routine. Not a once-a-month journey, but a daily routine. Bring your knees back up to your center heart. Now I want you to release it. Your feet all the way down to the mat, taking up space. Take your palms to reach the sky. Let's sink into this heart and soul of all of yoga right here, right now. Shavasana. I want you to think of yourself as a boulder, throwing it into a pond and allowing it to sink all the way to the bottom. Go within, right here, right now. This is where all the good stuff is. Loving yourself, listening to yourself, asking yourself, what would love have me do? Each day we make these positive changes. We do this little bit of self-care. Our cup spills over into the world. You shine light for other people that don't know their way out of the darkness with simply love. Love is the only way out. Take your hands to your center heart or to your third eye. The inner light in me loves and honors and respects the light in you. Thank you for allowing me to lead you today. And thank you for showing up for your journey of self-care. Namaste, yogis. Stay here as long as your day allows. And remember to show up for yourself every day and make it a work in, not a workout.